This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. One of the most important investigations being undertaken by the United States Congress right now, if not the most important, is seeking an understanding of what took place prior to, the lead up to the January 6th insurrection, the attempted overthrow of the United States government. I know everybody's getting sick of me repeating that the insurrection was an attempted overthrow of the United States government, an attempted overturning of a free and fair election. It was a failed coup. The reason I say those words every single time is so it doesn't get lost on us. It's not just called, the riot that happened or the insurrection. I want it detailed in specific terms what took place and exactly how much peril we are in as a union. I have been talking for quite a while about consequences, about Congress wielding its power, its constitutional authority when issuing subpoenas and having those subpoenas disregarded in the way that what took place during the Trump administration while he was the sitting president. And now that he is the ex-president, he no longer wields executive privilege. He no longer has that. Mark Meadows, the former White House chief of staff, and Dan Scavino and Kash Patel apparently are in some kind of contact with the committee. They have not outright denied or defied the subpoena, but Steve Bannon has. Now, a lot of people are very defeatists about this. They say, nothing's going to change, nothing's going to happen, there will be no consequence, who cares? And what I'm going to read here is a statement from Benny Thompson, the chairman of the House Select Committee, investigating the events of January 6th and the insurrection, that is not the case. Now, I'm not going to take credit for it, even maybe partial credit for it, but it is because of your outrage. It is because of the American people demanding Congress do what they're paid to do that we're going to see something. I've talked about it this past week of them. I think the language they used was they're going to swiftly consider whether to hold people in contempt of Congress if they choose not to. Well, it looks like they're going to forward this on to the Justice Department for criminal contempt charges. I'm going to read a little bit straight from the website of the Select Committee. This is the Thompson Statement on Cooperation of Witnesses. Bolton, Mississippi. Chairman Benny G. Thompson today made the following statement. This was dated yesterday. Mr. Bannon has declined to cooperate with the Select Committee and is instead hiding behind the former president's insufficient, blanket, and vague statements regarding privileges he has purported to invoke. We reject this position entirely. The Select Committee will not tolerate defiance of our subpoenas. So we must move forward with proceedings to refer Mr. Bannon for criminal contempt. I've notified the Select Committee, and we will convene for a business meeting Tuesday evening to vote on adopting a contempt report. Now, he can't just, as the committee chairman, say, all right, we're going to cite him for contempt. We're going to forward this on to the Justice Department. It is a committee. They need to meet. Congress, maybe the most lazy body in the history of political bodies. Very rarely do they work Fridays. Very rarely do they work Monday. That's Democrat and Republican-controlled Congresses. That's just the way it is on the House side. Trust me, when I worked for the Senate, we used to envy them on the House side being out on Mondays and Fridays constantly while we were working. So they will meet Tuesday evening. They're going to vote on this. Quote, the Select Committee will use every tool at its disposal to get the information it seeks, and witnesses who try to stonewall the Select Committee will not succeed. All witnesses are required to provide the information they possess so the committee can get to the facts. We are grateful to the many individuals who are voluntarily participating and to witnesses who are complying with subpoenas, including several who met the deadline to begin producing materials to the Select Committee. We're moving ahead quickly to get answers for the American people about what happened on January 6th and help secure the future of American democracy. That's an important line to me. That matters to me. That he is recognizing and vocalizing through text, but he's letting it be known that they understand just how important their job is. That they're there to secure the future of our democracy. It goes on, given a little background. Any person who willfully refuses to provide testimony or documents subpoenaed by Congress, including committees of the House, is potentially liable for contempt of Congress under 2 United States Code sections 192 and 194. Contempt of Congress is a crime that may result in a fine and between 1 and 12 months in prison. Contempt of Congress begins with a, quote, formal action by the Select Committee, i.e., a business meeting at which a contempt report is adopted. If a witness fails to appear, produce documents, or refuses to answer any question pertinent to the question under inquiry, the Select Committee then writes a report documenting the inquiry, the attempts to accommodate the witness's production or testimony, and the failure by the witness to appear, produce, or answer a pertinent question. The report also contains the text of the resolution recommending the full House hold the witness in contempt. After the Select Committee has adopted a contempt report, it is referred to the House for a vote, and upon its adoption, the Speaker certifies the report to the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia under 2 U.S. Code Section 194. Following such certification, it is the duty of the United States Attorney to bring the matter before the grand jury for its action. Steve Bannon will, of course, fight this in court, take this to court, because the entire attempt here, the goal, is to pour mud, sludge into the wheels of justice, to slow it, to stymie the efforts, to bring to a grinding halt consequence for Donald Trump and those involved. And I'll ask it again. If they had nothing to do with the insurrection, with the attempted overthrow of the government, if they played no role in the failed coup attempt, then why do they not want the details to come out? That goes for Donald Trump. That goes for Steve Bannon and the rest of them. If they had nothing to do with it, why are they so reticent for details to come out? I would throw that question to you. What do you think about all this? Call. You can leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I also want to say thank you. I've dropped the phone number or the email, the contact information for Merrick Garland. I have talked about this on many occasions, telling you that if you have a congressperson who is sitting on this committee, to contact them, to let them know that you demand as a citizen consequences and justice. We need to get to the bottom of this, that this isn't just business as usual. This isn't politics. The very existence of our country hangs in the balance, and to treat this with anything other than a serious eye is a mistake. It is failing future generations of Americans who may not have a country if we ignore this. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Listen, if I bring you value and you think what I do is important, I would appreciate it if you'd consider supporting my work. You can click the join button below this video, become a channel member, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. And for as little as $2 a month, you can help support what I do. Anyway, I love you guys. I will see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.